All right, shalom to the elect, sincere brothers and sisters. In His truth, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and double honors to our elders and apostles, from Apostle Tahar on down, and peace, blessings to you brothers doing this work in truth and in sincerity to you. I say shalom. All right, so I'm coming with an impromptu, man, transit through the spirit. I want to talk about controlling your emotions and why is it so important to control your emotions. Okay, because as you're in this truth, you should strive to be a stoic, right? You should strive to be as stoic as possible. And the reason why you want to strive to be stoic is, well, first let's talk about what is stoic, right? What is stoicism? Well, to keep it simple, stoicism basically is when you feel all of the emotions and you accept the emotions that you feel, but you don't let them control you, but you control them. All right, you learn to accept what is and accept what is not. All right, you learn to accept the things that cannot be changed, and you learn to be okay with things being the way they are and then working towards fixing them, but patiently. All right, and maintaining your composure and allowing your emotions to fuel you positively in the right direction. Because what's going to happen is, as we go through this truth, as we go through this walk in this truth, we come up against many battles and different circumstances that may throw you off of your square. But it's very imperative that you keep your emotions in check, because having your emotions in check are going to stop you from making rash decisions and saying things and potentially offending a brother, or committing something that is an iniquity in the eyes of the Most High. So practice stoicism, learn to be as stoic as possible. So I get traffic, bro. These people don't know what they doing, man. Learn to be as stoic as possible so that when situations arise, you feel in control. You feel, underwhelmed, if you will. All right, you don't feel overwhelmed. You feel even keel, neutral. Right, you can think straight, you can maneuver, you can make wise decisions, and that's why you have to be a doer of this word and not a hearer only. And part of maintaining that composure comes down to what? Maintaining a righteous balance. Because when you have an unjust balance, what's going to happen is you're going to be geared one way towards another, and you're going to be off center, so that when you get pushed, when you get pushed in a direction, you're going to go hard in that one direction that you're leaning more towards. And even if that one direction is the spirit, that could ultimately be your demise, because you can be so unbalanced in the spirit that you burn yourself out. And that's really a thing, because I've seen it multiple times from brothers that were on what you would call on fire, so-called on fire. But in reality, they were burning themselves out. All right, they were trying to appeal to be something that they really weren't, And even if it was them at the time, they had no balance, so they neglected a portion of themselves that the Most High gave you. All right, the Most High gave you the flesh. The Most High gave you a family. The Most High gave you a body. All right, He gave you a job. He gave you responsibilities, because that's a part of life. The Most High is not just a one-track minded, to the point where He's like, yo, all you do is read the scriptures, teach the word, and think upon, and call upon my name 24/7. That's all you do. That's the purpose of your life. No, the Most High gave you liberty. All right, He gave you a body to maintain. And a lot of brothers that are too unbalanced, they don't maintain their body, and it end up having a negative effect, because now when your body is unmaintained and you're unhealthy, you're out of shape, you overindulge in toxic things, alcohol, sugar could be a thing for some people. Whatever the case is, you overindulge in these toxic things, and what happens is you start to go through hormonal changes, man. And those hormonal changes, all right, they affect your thought process. They affect your emotions. And when your emotions and hormones are all out of whack, as a man, you can't think straight. You can't move right. You start to become anxious. You start to become impatient. You start to become manipulative, to yourself and those around you. You manipulate the people around you to think that how you feel and what you're doing is right, when in reality it's wrong. It's rash. It's irrational. It's emotional. It's feminine, right? Because you're moving out of what? A lack of faith. Now the scriptures say in Proverbs, I believe, or maybe Ecclesiastes, I believe it's in one of the two, but it's Solomon, where it says, a man that have no rule over his spirit is like a city that is broken down with no walls. Right? A city with no walls. And that analogy is beautiful, because especially in those times, their cities had walls, strong, great and high. And the significance of those walls were to keep intruders out. It was safety. It was stability. It was protection. Right? It was balance. So that was the purpose of those walls. And today we have those walls today. All right? And those walls that we have are our wisdom, our faith, our stoicism, all right, control over our mind, discipline, all those different things make up our protective wall that protects us from outside spirits, outside entities, all right, self-afflictions, temptation, all those different things. I've had to work on this myself, and I'm growing to understand that it's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel wrath. Right? It's okay to feel sorrow. Amongst many different things. Right? These emotions are natural and they're 100% okay. But it's how you let those emotions affect you is how your outcome is going to be. You have to learn to accept them. All right? If you're in a position to where you're uncomfortable and it makes you anxious, accept it. Accept the position that you're in. Accept the emotions that you feel. Take a deep breath. Think and use that emotion to fuel you to think intelligently. Like, okay, how can I get out of this situation in the most efficient way possible? Instead of feeling it, allowing the emotion to overtake you, and then making an irrational and rash decision that may do more harm than good. We're all guilty of this. I'm guilty of this. And you want to try to check these things before you make a decision, and now you have to feel regret, or now you have to sit here and think like, damn, I wish I would have never did that. I wish I would have handled it like this. Because usually after you do something, that's when the rational thoughts start to kick in. Like, damn, I wasn't really thinking straight. It happens a lot, man. It's very common. And part of being a stoic is it requires daily, not even just daily, constant evaluation. It requires constant evaluation and examination of your mental state, your emotional state, and your physical state. Really your emotional and mental state, because all those things are going to affect the body. But you have to constantly be in a loop of evaluating things. Like, damn, how do I feel right now? Okay, I'm mad, I'm upset. Okay, why am I upset? Because this man crossed me. Okay, he crossed me, can't change it, right? It is what it is. Maybe he had a good reason for doing what he did. I'm gonna believe that And if the brother want to come and ask for mercy, I'm gonna give the brother mercy, and then you move on. So now when you deal with that brother, if that brother's name comes up, the first thought isn't emotional, like, oh, he a nigga, he a demon, fuck him, hey, shalak rayum, you know, because that's how an emotional man would be, right? The scripture says he that is slow to anger, right, is better than a mighty man that taketh the city. Roughly paraphrased, something around the lines, right? So it's and that's Solomon as well. It's a man that is slow to anger. That's a very dangerous man, right? When you're capable of doing harm to others and you choose not to, and you choose peace, all right, it's very virtuous, all right? There's a lot of value and power behind that. All right, all these things are part of controlling your emotions and understanding that as a man, you're not emotionless. All right, we're very full of emotion. We're not emotional, but we're full of emotions, right? And in being full of those emotions, we accept them and we take those emotions and we use them as fuel in a positive manner, right? Not a negative manner. Most people use their emotions negatively. And those emotions, like I said, cause them to do things that if they were logical, they wouldn't do. If they were clear mind, clear-headed, and thinking straight, they wouldn't do those things. And I notice a lot of brothers in the truth, when it comes to falling outs and dealing with other brothers, they get very emotional. They talk a lot of shit. They slander. They shit on you. Hell, they may even bear false witness. You know, in a means of everybody wants to be the good guy. Everybody wants to be in the right. So when people tell a story about, oh, why'd you brothers fall out? Everybody's going to tell the story from their perspective or their point of view in a manner that's going to make them seem right. It's just human nature. I've talked about this before. But that's feminine. It's being very emotional. That's not being stoic. A stoic is going to tell her how it is. And a real man's going to be like, yo, listen, this is what happened. The brother felt like this because of this. I did this, so the brother felt this, and I kind of said this, and I was kind of in the wrong for that, but it is what it is. Lord willing, the Lord and that brother have mercy on me. That brother, a man will respect you so much more for being upfront and honest about your faults and you're falling out with a man, or just telling it how it is, rather than you, oh man, yeah, he did this and I didn't even do anything and this and that, he was over this, Soft, man. It happens all the time, but brothers are human. Brothers are in the flesh. It's no excuse, but tighten up, man. Tighten up. Don't allow your emotions to, overtake you. You claim to be a renowned man of the scriptures, and those great men of the scriptures were emotional, man. Those men were austere, assertive, dominant, stoic men who had a great sense of confidence in the Most High first, but then in second self, because they know they serve the Most High, and they know that they labor to become who they become, and the Most High has blessed them for that. All right, those men had a great deal of confidence, self-esteem, very secure with themselves, so they didn't feel the need to please others, didn't feel the need to always be right. All right, so I'm gonna end it there. Lord willing, this video was edifying to whomever it was. Until next time, shalom.